We're ready to work. We're ready to win. We have a strategy, and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. All I need is inside of me. I am enough and now I see. Yeah, I will reach my destiny. Yeah, I don't need your permission. Yes, I'm on a mission. I'll win. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Now listen, I want y'all to repeat after me, okay? Because we're going to make some declarations in here today. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. You say. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. Say. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see me. Say. Oh. Say I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. You say. We are standing bolder, we're shoulder to shoulder. We are standing bolder, we're shoulder to shoulder. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome. Impact the World Radio. I am so excited to be in the studio live. You guys know the month of September was just like slammed for me. I was traveling all over the country, serving women, pouring into women. I was in Biloxi, Mississippi. I did some speaking for a group of about 900 women. I was in Indianapolis, Indiana. Where else was I? Dallas, Texas, and a few other places that I can't even remember because literally it was just back to back to back. So, and then I came off of that and then fell ill, had a little medical emergency. But thank everybody on Facebook Live who's telling me that they're welcoming me back and happy to have me back. And I'm glad to be back in the building. Yeah. Praise God. Come on now. Yeah. I'm a tough cookie, y'all. Y'all understand. I might get knocked down, but I don't stay down.
Back up.
So I'm super excited. I'm going to jump right in because I have two amazing guests. And just in case you don't know, now you know, we actually started, when we started the program back in October of last year, we were on a 2-hour platform. And we have actually since reduced that to a 1-hour platform. Here's why. Because you guys have reached out to us and said, hey, we love the show, but I'm watching on my lunch break and I can't stay for 2 hours. So we like to give the people what they're asking for and what they want. So we've condensed it to 1 hour, and we're hoping that you will be able to stick with us for the full hour every week right here on Wednesdays from 12 to 1. So let me tell you a little bit about my first guest, because I know y'all like, who is this interesting person sitting next to Cheryl? Who is it? Because I thought the same thing when I walked in, and I knew who was coming into the show today. Her name is Keisha Crawford. She's the founder of Laugh Out Loud Solutions, LLC, an organization where she and her family use humor and comedic skits to teach people that laughter, I love this, laughter can be used as a tool of learning, coping, healing, and bonding. It's important to realize that it's okay to have fun and laugh, especially with your spouse, your children, and your family. Amen, Pastor.
Amen.
With soaring divorce rates and cases of mental illness, LOL's message of laughter and love will help to combat these issues. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
We are so excited to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
So, Laugh Out Loud Solutions, where in the world did you come up with this? And tell us more about the concept behind it.
Well, you know, I realize that laughter is a source of healing. I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse of 14 years, so I take care of patients. And I use the comedic aspect to help patients who are battling mentally, spiritually, physically. And they appreciate that because most nurses are burnt out. I am burnt out, but I don't take my burnt out state to work. I go to serve and care for people, and I bring out what the Lord tells me to bring out. So back in 2016, God gave me laughter in a dream. He spoke laughter and Coca-Cola. And months later, he told me it was time for me to leave my full-time job. So I said, well, Lord, I don't know what Coca-Cola means. So, down as time goes on, he started speaking more things to me and piecing this thing together. So I said, well, I guess it's time for me to start a business since you spoke laughter, and laughter is what we like to do. Me and my family started brainstorming things, and I was texting out, messages to some of my family members. How does this sound? And then Laugh Out Loud Solutions just resonated in my spirit, honestly, because it's a solution to many people's problems.
I love that. And you're right. I feel like the older we get, the less we laugh. Everything gets so serious.
Yes.
When when you're younger, you laugh all the time. In fact, sometimes you guys know I have a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 14-year-old. And sometimes I'm like, all y'all do is giggle and giggity gig and laugh.
And it make you mad.
And it make you, how's it going to make you mad that somebody's happy and laughing? Yeah. So I love that you're bringing that back, but especially as you relate it to families.
Yes.
So do you want to do a skit for us? One of your comedic skits, or you tell us how you want to flow this thing, because I'm still a little thrown off. I'm just like looking like, okay.
we can do a skit. There's one skit the Lord gave me. My mother died when I was 15. I'm 37 now. Every Mother's Year is tough. Mother's Day is tough for me. One particular year, I was crying. I always hide my tears because I don't like nobody to see me in a weak, vulnerable state. So I was sneaking crying all day. And wasn't very social. And then all of a sudden, the Lord spoke this skit to me. So I jumped up and I said, come on, we got to do it. So this skit is called Church Soloists. How the black church soloists sang. They think they're going to tear the club up and ain't nobody moved. Ain't nobody bothered.
Y'all ready for this? I hope y'all ready.
Y'all come on, church.
Come on, church. Okay, so we're gonna get it set up because my little tech guy he's so official. Just we ain't that serious, Mr. Ron. I keep telling you that. So guys, give us 1 second. We're gonna break. We're gonna figure out what we need to do technically, and then we're gonna come right back with this skit. So just hang tight. We'll be right back.
And we're ready to work, we're ready to win. We have a strategy, and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. I don't need your permission. Yes, I'm on a mission. I'll win. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Now listen, I want y'all to repeat after me, okay? Because we're going to make some declarations in here today. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm building my legacy.
How you want to do
For the whole world to see. You say.
All right, and now coming to the stage, we're gonna have the one, the only, the phenomenal Pastor Rock the Mic. Let's give it up for him. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on.
Amen. I realize that many people are going through storms. How many of y'all know can say you won't complain?
Amen.
Amen. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around and I think things over, some of my good days, they outweigh my bad days. I say, they outweigh my bad days. And I won't complain. Woo! Said I won't complain. Thank you, Lord.
Hey, I had to go to the bathroom.
Me too.
I won't complain. You see how the church folk do? You minister to someone, you come and sing from the depths, and they unappreciative. They leave. They complain. So that skit was just, if you see it on Facebook, it showed the church's reaction when the minister going up there to, minister to folks' souls, and she really self-gratifying and she don't sound good. The church folk is completely unbothered, and they one by one leave, and they recording her on YouTube, they falling asleep, they patting each other on the back, they finding every excuse to get up out of there because she just can't sing and she into herself.
All right. Let's give it up for the whole family before y'all leave. I know you guys aren't mic'd up, and that's okay that you're not mic'd up. But if you would just quickly introduce yourselves, I'm sure we can hopefully the carry.
My name's Jayana.
Oh my God. So that's Jayana. You guys know my daughter's Jayana. So here's another Jayana. This is the first Jayana outside of my Jayana that I've met. So
ain't that something?
Ain't that something? Yes, Pastor. All right.
I'm Jaden.
That's my son.
That's her son. That's Pastor's son.
And I'm the husband, Lamont.
Lamont. And so Lamont, when your wife came up with this crazy, it's an amazing idea.
Oh, no, you right.
What was your thought? Like, when she presented it to you, like, we're going to do this and introduce laughter back into people's lives, did you think that she was, cray-cray? Did you think that she was special? Were you, like, all on board?
No, I was pretty much on board because, I've been married. We've been married 18 years. So
Yes.
And this has been an ongoing thing since high school. So I already knew,
You knew what you was getting into.
Yeah, I knew I was getting into. So it didn't surprise me at all.
Right.
And, I accepted, of course. I roll with it, I'm in it with her, so.
Pastor, you have something to say to that?
That's the boo.
That's
know
the
what
boo.
I'm saying? So if I'm rocking, he rolling.
I love it. Well, I love that it's a whole family dynamic. Do you guys do you do shows together, all together as a family? Do you go with her?
Yeah, we've done them as a family together.
Awesome.
So.
Awesome. Well, can we give it up for the family, y'all? Can we give it up for the family? Pastor and the family. Come on. Awesome. That is fantastic. Yep, somebody said the skit that she did was so common. It still happens today. Awesome. Well, I love the idea of just, again, the concept of bringing laughter back into people's houses, homes, families, especially in today's climate. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And, I mean, we've seen in the news people who are succumbing to the stresses of life.
Yes.
And they're even taking their own lives.
Suicide in 2016, CDC said about 45,000 Americans ages 10 and up
Wow.
died by suicide.
Say that number again. You guys got to really capture this.
In 2016, the CDC said nearly 45,000 people aged 10 and up died by suicide.
10, right?
10.
Yeah.
Depression is the #1 disability in the U.S. Leading cause of disability.
Yeah. And so I think a part of it is that people don't talk about it enough. The conversations aren't not being held, especially in the African American community. Now I like the fact that I see more people who are starting the conversation, but for such a long time it's been taboo. We just don't talk about that. And the mess and the drama and the trauma that we go through in our lives, oftentimes we're told in our community, we just keep that to ourselves. We keep our business in our own household. So again, I love this idea of getting laughter going again. I know even for myself, and I'm a pretty happy person, but I still sometimes, I just put on a comedic video just because I want to laugh. Like I want that hearty, like down deep laugh that reminds me not to take myself too seriously.
Yes, and you know they say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. I've told my husband every day I'm gonna wake up and I'm just gonna let out a laugh.
Yes. She's just gonna laugh, and her husband gonna roll with it, right?
You know, all hell broke loose in our house last week. The hot water heater broke, flooded our basement.
Oh.
Dishwasher broke. Then he said the car sounded like it was about to stop. And I said, boy, you got to laugh to keep from crying.
That's
so
right.
I just broke out laughing.
Just broke out laughing.
Then I pointed at my son. I said, laugh. And they know I do this, so they don't question no more. They just do it.
They just do it. I love it. Well, hopefully this is going to touch people globally, and you're going to be at a point, I said laugh, and they just going to laugh. We just going to laugh because you said do it. Where do you see this going? Like, what's your big vision, the big dream for Laugh Out Loud?
I see this, like, as you said, global. Marriages are failing to thrive, as I say. That's Laugh Out Loud's slogan. Providing CPR to marriages and relationships failing to thrive.
CPR, y'all. Yes.
Yeah, because we've certainly had our struggles in our 18-year marriage, and nobody's perfect.
Absolutely.
We continue to deal with it daily. It's a job. It's work. But I see us doing marriage seminars, speaking engagements, and then there's an education piece with Laugh Out Loud that teaches people about depression, anxiety, PTSD, suicide, educating on the benefits of laughter. Benefits of laughter, one of them is it releases dopamine. It's a neurotransmitter, and it gives you a euphoric state of happiness, just like if you were using a drug. But you don't get the debilitating effects.
Right. Absolutely. And she know what she's talking about because you know she's a registered nurse. Come on now. Talk about releasing that dopamine, that feeling of feeling good without some outside effect. Having a negative effect on you.
Yes, so we call these skits that we do skit therapy. From what we've posted on social media, I've gotten feedback that people say, I just watch your videos. You have no idea how watching this has helped me on my lowest days. So I think that's a God-given gift that I've always had. I just didn't know what to do with it until, honestly, I got clarity in August of this year.
I love it.
That marriage was our thing.
Absolutely. So how can people follow you and look at the skits? What platforms are you on? Are you on Instagram, Facebook? Where can they find you? Can give that to them?
Instagram and Facebook, Laugh Out Loud. Instagram, it's LOL Solutions _LLC. Facebook, it is Laugh Out Loud Solutions.
You guys got that? Laugh Out Loud Solutions on Facebook. And say it again for Instagram.
Instagram, it is LOL
Solutions
_LLC.
LLC. And then there's one more hubby's telling her. YouTube.
Lord Jesus. YouTube. I forget about YouTube. Pastor is getting old. It's not under LOL. It's under Key to the Low. That's my.
All right.
That's my. Before I got saved, that was my street name. Key to the Low.
Now, is this how you always come? Is this the just one skit? Is there, or do you always look like this, Pastor?
Pastor,
You look good. You look good now.
Thank you. I tried to comb it over so all the scalp wasn't exposed. But this is my main character now, but I have many.
Okay.
I see myself, actually, I call myself a producer because I like to write. I've written many skits, and sometimes, you know, when I get focused, the Lord he drops it on in my spirit, man, and I write it down and we get up and do it.
I love it.
So, yeah, producer I am as well.
All right. So you just do it all. I love it. I want to encourage you to keep up the great work. Keep making people laugh. We need laughter with everything that's going on in the world, with the political scene. People are facing depression at an increased rate. Suicide is at an all-time high. Like you said, the number from 10, bullying is real, not only in school, in the workplace.
Talk about it. You talking.
I'm talking. And we need therapy, and you are giving us that therapy.
Yes.
Don't be scared to laugh. Laugh out loud.
That's
Make
right.
it fun. Make life fun.
That's
because
right.
look, the reality is, even if you are going through something, like I love that you just shared some of the personal testimony of things that, you know, this broke, then that broke, then this stopped working, and that stopped, car wouldn't start, whatever, right? We all go through that stuff. And the reality is you have a choice of how you're going to respond to it versus, oh, I'm going to break down because this thing broke down. My wash machine broke down, so I'm breaking down.
Testify.
You don't have to break down in the breakdown, right?
Testify.
You can move through. You can find something to be happy about. I was just talking to my husband this morning. I was like, you know what? This was a lot of things we still want to do and got to do and greater that we want to achieve, but we don't live no bad life. Like, we live a good life. Number one, we living. We open our eyes this morning. Pastor throwing the thing. We open our eyes this morning, right? Like, sometimes we get so caught in the little, just the minutia of stuff.
Yes.
Like, that's not going right. And we laser focus on what's not going right, Stop it.
Yes.
What is going right?
That's right. If you put on the whole armor of God, Pastor Rock the Mic has a street ministry. They didn't think Pastor could preach too well behind the four walls. I guess I'm too tight for it to be right for the loose folk. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I takes it to the people. And Pastor is armored with the full armor of God. I got on my feet, the gospel of peace.
All right.
You see, I Pastor wear the sandals because the toes is free. Ain't no bondage. They ain't all buckled and knuckled up in my shoes. They able to get some air and breathe. Get you some peace. You only get peace through Jesus.
Yes.
And laughter can help you get that.
Come on now. Come on. I love
battled
it.
depression. Do we have time for
Please do. Please tell the story.
You know, the financial strains, you know, played a heavy role on our marriage about the 10-year mark. We moved from Michigan to Atlanta. And my husband was still in school. He was getting a degree for computer-aided drafting. Is that right, CAD? Yeah. We researched moving to Atlanta because that area was booming.
Yeah.
And that area that he was going to school for. But when he finished school, he couldn't buy a job. The market crashed.
Come on.
2008, everything crashed. So, you know, just the pressures of life began to get to me. And I'm not one, I don't verbalize. I hold it to myself and I try to deal with it internally. But as the years went on, I realized I was depressed to the point where I was trying to read my sword here that you fight the enemy with, and I couldn't read it. I didn't believe nothing the word said. And I realized I've been coming home from work every day, putting my head under the covers, not talking to nobody. And I told him, all I see is 3 burdens when I get home. I had lost it. I was deep. And I think I was about 30 at that time, and I told him I wanted a divorce, I didn't love her. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we get so caught up in life and you just forget who you are. You forget what your goal is. You don't have a purpose because you're just chasing that almighty dollar. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. That's what my goal was. Dollar bills, y'all. I lost sight. I didn't have a purpose. So I had to go see a therapist. And I was ashamed to talk about it because my family everybody that knows me views me as strong. And I didn't like to expose any weaknesses, but hey, you can't do this alone.
Yeah.
Everybody got weaknesses. That's what you got God for. When you weak, he's strong.
Absolutely.
So I went and seen a therapist, and I got back in my word and, you know, used the gift of laughter to help get things back on track. And I believe one of the statistics I was reading, you know, the divorce rate is 50% right now. And the average age of people's first divorce is at age 30. Right when I was having my little crisis.
Yes.
But the Lord saw me through that thing, and it was all for a purpose to be here today, to share this ministry with those who are dealing with it, with marriages who are failing to thrive. What are you feeding your marriage? You're out here looking malnourished and hungry because it ain't got the caloric intake that you need to give it.
Come on.
If I've been married 18 years, I shouldn't look like I'm 10 pounds. I got to have some weight and substance to it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's so good. I love it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell my husband a joke. We're going to laugh today, God darn it. We're going to laugh. We're going to laugh today. I'm going to make up a joke, find a joke, Google a joke. I'm going to do something. We're going to laugh today. It's just so true. Like society is just, I feel like there's such an attack on families.
It is.
Especially black families, but all families.
It's the
and
agenda.
People act like family isn't, like that's the root of strong society is a strong family, which means you got to have a strong marriage unit to have a strong family unit,
Can we
right?
take up a collection?
Come on, pass the collection plate.
She preaching.
And sometimes you're right, we just lose sight. And I think that laughter allows you to have fun in the marriage again and remember why you said I do 18 years ago. My husband and I has been 17. We've been together 17 years. So you have to sometimes, I'm going home, I'm going to tell a couple jokes today. I'm like, laugh. I'm going to say, Pastor said laugh.
And
laugh.
I know you're funny.
I think I'm funny. I think I'm funny.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. Keep up the great work. We will definitely have to have you come back and tell more about your testimony because it's clearly very, very powerful. And maybe even have your hubby come up and you guys can talk together. I know he might want to be behind the scenes, but we're going to bring him to the forefront.
Yeah.
He got a big, all right, come on. So we're going to have you come back.
Only if you got a spare pair of ears, because he'll talk both of them off. Anybody got extra ears for Miss Cheryl for next time?
I love it. I'm definitely going to, I want to stay connected. I want to connect you guys to some people that I think you all could have a good synergy with in terms of taking your skits and this is going to be good. This is so important. Did you guys enjoy this? I love it. Somebody said, tell the truth, coach. Yes, there you go. Reasons to eat. Love it. Yeah, eat a burger. Eat a burger in your marriage.
Eat something. Some fat bags, some pig feet.
Some pig feet.
Not
Come on.
Not too much. You need to watch out for your arteries.
That's right. Tell them one more time how they can reach you, how they can book you, hire you if you guys want them to come and speak or just come and support your event. If you're a person who does, this could be for singles who are thinking about getting married. This could be for current married couples, family events. So tell them how they can reach out to you and connect.
You can reach out to info@laughoutloudsolutions.com. Again, that is info@laughoutloudsolutions.com.
Pastor, do you have anything you want to close out with?
I just want you to get rooted and grounded in faith. Faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. You got to have love to be able to share your gift with others. And like I said, God has given me the gift of laughter, and that is our ministering tool to help heal the masses, the family unit in particular.
She just dropped the mic. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to have you and hubby back. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with our next guest, the amazing Dr. Sarah Langley.
All right.
We have powerful words. We have powerful minds. We use our voices and freedom takes flight. And we're ready to work. We're ready to win. We have a strategy and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection, living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers. We have fear, but don't stop. I have the confidence to rise to the top. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. All I need is inside of me. I am enough, and now I see. Yeah, I will reach my destiny. Yeah, I don't need your permission. Yes, I'm on a mission. I'll win. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now listen, I want y'all to repeat after me, okay? Because we're going to make some declarations in here today. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. You say. Yeah. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see. Say. I'm building my legacy for the whole world to see me say. Oh.
All right, and we are back. I know y'all had to laugh a little bit at least with our previous guest, Keisha Crawford. I'm telling you, I'm going home and I'm going to get some jokes together for my husband and my kids. I'm going to make everybody laugh today because laughter is good for the soul. All right, our next guest sitting here next to me, Dr. Sarah Renee Langley. She's the go-to performance and results-driven expert who helps you win in life and business by empowering you to take off the limits, own your limitless potential, and begin leading a limitless life. Dr. Langley is an award-winning global empowerment speaker, business strategist, leadership coach and trainer, licensed professional counselor, and published author who has dedicated 20 years of her professional services to helping thousands of corporate leaders, executives, and business entrepreneurs globally to gain the confidence and the clarity to make an even greater impact in their personal lives and their professional lives. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like I haven't seen you in a couple months of Sundays.
Goodness.
But you know, you traveling the world.
Please,
so
I'm trying to keep up with you,
No, I'm
sister.
trying to keep up with
Trying
you.
to keep up with you. My gosh.
So you are the founder of Lead Her International. Where did that name come from, and why is that the thing that spoke to you in terms of your gifting to the world?
You know, I love the fact that just being in your show right now and just, first of all, how can I even follow up after Miss Keisha, right? So I hope I don't bore you all to tears out here. Goodness, I'm going to bring it down, talking about Lead Her and executives and all that. But at the same time, everything is God-given. That's why I just know, hanging out with someone like you, bringing God into the midst of everything that we do. So Lead Her is God-driven. Everything that I do is always God-purposed. So Lead Her made me think of how we as women lead hers, leader. Like we are leaders.
Right.
We are leading. We have the ability to have and make executive decisions. 90% of decision making is really by women.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are in that position as leaders, lead hers. We are here to lead. And why not now take off the limits to tap onto our limitless potential and to discover our next level of greatness? So now I have taken Lead Her to the next level and talking about being a limitless leader. So
What are
that's where
some
it
of the
comes from.
limits that you see, like with the women that you've worked with, whether in corporate space or the entrepreneurial space? What are some of the limits, the most common limits that you see women put on their lives?
You know what I will say to this, Cheryl, and it's something that is actually something that we don't see. And we think about it, we put it on everybody else. We do a lot of blaming and victimizing on one another. But the biggest thing that I find that we as women do, especially in the corporate space and actually anywhere, is the fact that we talk about society put the limits on us. We actually put limits on ourselves. And the fact that we don't recognize that, we're looking at anything and everything else and trying to solve our problem, but the problem is actually within us. When we look at the mirror and see that we are the ones that are putting the limits on ourselves. So when we recognize that and acknowledge it and embrace it, and then we'll be able to do something about it to take those limits off. But until then, we still got limits.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even from my own work, I do work with a lot of women leaders, entrepreneurial women who are influencers. I think fear is one of the biggest limits that I see. It blows me away how often that conversation comes up about women and their fear and their lack of belief in who they are and who they can be. It's fear of inadequacy. Oh, am I really good enough? Oh, just like with myself, I mean, in my own journey, it's like I grew up in Baltimore in an inner city housing project. Like, how do you go from the hood to being an international anything, right?
yes,
You question that.
yes.
And so you sometimes limit how big you play because you're questioning, how could I ever be that when I only come from this? I put a post on Facebook this morning saying, like, who convinced you of that? Who convinced you that you couldn't be great even though you came from nothing? Who convinced you that there's not enough room for you even though it seems like there's so many people doing what you want to do? Who convinced you of all these false ideas? And it's usually either ourselves, our own negative self-talk, or we're in toxic circles of people who have no vision. They have limits. And so now we're embracing and taking on the limits that we're experiencing in that environment. So it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had, because women, we are bad to the bone.
Yes,
like
we
are
are.
just bad to the
Yes, we
bone.
are.
But I
Yes,
see
we
so
are.
many of us cower to not being who we really could be because of the limits. So I know you, yes, please
Just
go
to say
ahead.
to that, you know, Lord, did you take up psychology in school?
I didn't,
I mean,
I didn't go to
come on,
college.
look
I
at
went
that.
straight to from high school into the workforce so I could get out of the hood.
Look, first of all, that's another thing that I love about you is the fact that we come from similar backgrounds. So I came from the hood, from North Philly, and the fact that we were told that statistically we would not amount to anything growing up in the hood. Look, I've been told that I would be not married, you know, having, 5 kids by 6 baby daddies. Who caught that?
Right.
5 kids by 6 baby daddies. You know, the statistics of the fact that, okay, because you came from a certain location, that we would never amount to anything. So I got into the habit of trying to prove myself, saying, you know what, watch me. Watch that I will do better. And being one of the only ones in my home or in my family who have went all the way to get their doctorate in human behavior, to represent my family, but to represent my hood, to say that, you know what, it's not based on where you come from, it's really a mindset.
Yeah.
So when you actually have a chance to reframe your mindset and look at things differently to get different results, that's when you can now transform your whole, or take the limits off of your life.
Yeah, and let me talk about how important that is, what you just said. So you came and you forged ahead and you pressed through all of your own limits, right? And whether it was fear or whether it was doubt or whatever, whether it was negative beliefs or toxic circles and environments, you pushed through all of that, and you now created this new model of what was possible for you, for your family, for the hood, right? And that's the thing. That's why it's so important that as women, we do push to become our best, because then we become a model for what is possible for somebody else. Somebody ain't watching the show. Somebody not watching the show because they calling me. You can't be watching the show and calling me, right? So that means you're not watching the show. But you can't. Here's the thing. How do I know what's possible if I don't even see a model of it? So that's the power as women that we have to now become a model to someone else. Like, oh my God, if Dr. Sarah, if she can do it and she got a doctorate, oh my God, you know what? Maybe I can do it. Whether it's career related, whether it's personal goals, whether it's professional goals, be a model for somebody.
Right.
Like, even if you know, sometimes we wake up and as entrepreneurs, especially an entrepreneur, Lord, the game is hard, right? It's hard.
It is.
But when you keep pressing, for me, even when I have those moments or those days, I put it outside of me. I take myself out of the equation. And I say, somebody's watching me, and if I quit today, they're going to quit.
Here's the bottom line is that we are here for someone else. We're not here for ourselves. We go through what we go through because someone is watching us. So I'm big on legacy. I'm big on the fact of being able to set the example. Now, I'm not married. I don't have children. But someday I want to have children. And I want to be that example so that I can help instill to my children that, look, everything and anything is possible. It is not based on your skin tone. It's not based on, you know, how you brought up or, you know, what you don't have in your bank account. It's all based on your mindset. It's all based on being able to take off the limits and discover who you are. As a matter of fact, Marianne Williamson, I love her, The Deepest Fear. She written this poem on the deepest fear. And she talks about how our playing small doesn't help or serve anyone in this world. And the fact that we're not fearful of being inadequate. We're actually fearful of our power, the power that we have that rests within us. So if we're able to tap into that limitless power that's within us, oh my God, it's nothing that we can't do. We can then be a model to society. We can be able to help the society to do
on
better.
That. Why are we scared of power?
Wow. You know, like you said earlier, a lot of times it's because, you know what? I like to even use myself as an example. I knew how powerful I was. People would say it all the time to me, like, dang, Sarah, something about you. But because of the fact that I was in fear of not failure, I was in fear of success. I was fearful to succeed because I didn't want my family or the hood to say, oh, you sold out, you think you're better. I got caught up in people's opinions about what they thought about me more than my own opinions of myself.
Absolutely.
So now that magnified, I said, you know what, then I got to stay under the fray. I cannot do above and beyond, because if I do that, they're going to think that I sold out. They're going to think that I'm better. But hey, you know what? People think that anyway. They're going to have their opinions about you anyway.
Right.
So why not go ahead and prove them right? Go ahead and do you, so that now your power can lead to do what it is intended to do. We are not here for ourselves. We are certainly here for someone else, so that we can help make this world a better place.
Yeah, there's a saying that it's none of your business what they think about you. It's really none of their business what they think you think about yourself. Like, it's just not my business what your opinion or impression is. What's important is, am I truly serving the world with my gift every single day that I get to open my eyes and I get to wake up? Like, am I making this day? Because I don't know that tomorrow's coming. I can't guarantee that, right? I lost my father at 59 years old, and I'm sure he thought he was going to live a long, healthy life till he was 90 or 100. So did I. But he's gone. So it's like, I can't put my to-do stuff on tomorrow's list.
Right.
I got to put it on today's list. Today, I'm going to be great. Every day I wake up, and some of my clients, they laugh at me because I say, look, today, somebody going to hear a speech today. I don't know who it's going to be. It might be my husband that's going to get a speech. It might be my children. It might be you if you're standing behind the line of me in the grocery store. It might be my waitress at the restaurant. Somebody going to hear a speech because I know I was born to speak.
There you go.
So if I'm born to speak, if that's my gifting, if that's how I leave my fingerprint on the world, why would I ever limit that?
Right.
I can't limit that. Every day I ought to wake up with a renewed energy and zeal and zest. Like, oh, somebody waiting on me. It might be the person that's going to sit on the plane next to me. Somebody waiting for this speech they about to get. It might be my Uber driver. I don't know who it's going to be. But I just be like this. You know how you be sitting on something like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yes.
I wake up with that type of energy every day, because not just because it happens, but because I remind myself, Cheryl, tomorrow's not promised. So what are you going to accomplish today? And I need my kids to see that.
Yes.
I need my kids to see me with that kind of energy about living in my purpose and my passion, not just existing in life. And I'm sorry I cut you off.
No. Well, you know about my story, and I always lead with this story. That's what helped me to now take off the limits of my life. My mommy, and I try not to cry because she's just an amazing soul. She has late-stage Alzheimer's. She can't talk, she can't walk, she can't speak, she can't do anything for herself. But she's my model. She is the one who still opens her eyes up every single day. And that tells me that, you know what, Mom, if you are still opening your eyes, that means that you still have breath in your body. You still have a purpose here, even if you can't even speak. And what's amazing is the fact that we have had the opportunity to travel all over the world and speak to so many different people on so many different platforms. There are people my mom is reaching to the masses. They will inbox me and say, you know what, thank you for sharing your mom with us, Sarah. Thank you for the fact that she can't talk, she can't walk, she can't do anything, but the fact that we have I can vicariously live through you all because I don't have a relationship with my mom. The fact that your mom can't speak or talk or walk or do anything, but I'm able to do something. So I want to now be able to speak on her behalf, or the fact that I want to be able to use my limitless potential and power to speak my voice, to do whatever I need to do that's necessary. All because this woman opens her eyes every day, and you're sharing your love affair, family. You talked about that earlier. Family does matter. And the fact that this lady is able to every day open her eyes, that tells me that, you know what, the strength that she has, the power that she has within her, the very least I can do, like you said, is to use our voices to speak that.
And how old is your mom?
She just had a birthday last week.
Awesome.
She is shy 80, so she's 79 years old.
79 years old. And so even at 79 with this, this diagnosis, she is still in a teacher role.
Yes.
You realize that, right?
Yes.
Like, not only is she teaching other people externally of the power of using your voice while you have it, but she's even teaching you.
Yeah.
Like, she's teaching you what it means to have the patience to care for someone. To have the love to put someone before yourself. Like, she's still in a teaching role. Like, it's just so powerful. We think we helping the person, right? Because I see you take care of your mom. But she's in the teacher role. She's teaching you the things that you need when you do get married and have the kids.
Yeah.
She's teaching you patience. She's teaching you giving. She's teaching you sacrifice. You don't have to be there taking care of your mama, but I see the videos and you're taking care of her. But she's teaching you that. Yeah. This is what you're going to need, baby, when you had them kids. You're going to need patience. You're going to have to put yourself on the back burner.
Really?
Right? Like, seriously. So she's still instilling that into you now, even in that this process of what she's going through, the journey that she's going through. So it's just
Yeah.
powerful. We have like 10 minutes left, and the conversation is so juicy and so good. But I know that you have some keys that you share to help women lead and live a limitless life. Do you want to share some of those with us?
Absolutely. So I'm going to break it down to 4. And this is all actually, again, learning from my teacher, my mom, who actually had ended up getting her degree in early education. That was her thing. She wanted to do that. So she's still doing that today, right? And so one key to living a limitless life is 4. It's actually what I call the FACT method, F-A-C-T method. So FACT. F, flexibility. Be flexible with life. Life going to throw out at whatever it's going to throw out to you. You do not have to succumb to life. Turn it into a learning lesson. I always tell my clients that, you know what, there's no such thing as win and lose. It's really you either win or you learn. What did you learn in the situation?
Yeah.
So that's how you win. You turn it into a win because you learn from your mistakes. You learn from your failures. We're always trying to, shuck against that. We don't want to fail. We don't want to, make mistakes. But our life lessons are in that. So we can just be flexible with it, then we will actually be able to grow and to be limitless. The next one is A. A is acceptance. Accepting yourself. A lot of times we're looking for everybody to accept us, but we have to show everybody how to accept us when we first accept ourselves.
Right.
And then everybody will follow suit. So when we can do that self-acceptance and be able to love ourselves, good, bad, and indifferent, to integrate ourselves into our whole self, mind, body, and spirit. A lot of times we're trying to ignore the spirit and we're trying to attend to our mind, but if we don't attend to our body or to our spirit, we're still not a whole self. We are walking so broken. And if we can now not be in pieces, but be in peace by just being able to accept ourselves, that will make a world of difference in us being limitless. C stands for confidence. We have to be confident and sure in ourselves, but the way that we become confident is to get clarity. Be clear of who you are, clear of what your intention is, what your purpose is in life. If you don't know about it, then start doing your research. Start modeling. Start looking at people who you aspire to be, whether it's the Cheryl Wood, whether it's the Keisha Crawford, whether it's Dr. Sarah Renee Langley. You find that model. Find that person that you aspire to become, but don't try to be them. You're going to be who you are. But you like where they're going, where they've been. Why don't you start to study those people so that now that will build up your confidence. Like, you know what, now I got the clarity that I need to go ahead and be confident in myself and to be limitless. T, time. Everything does take time. I have to say, Lord have mercy. Y'all talking about things that happened last week. Let's talk about this morning. It's like the things that happen in your life. It says in the Bible about, count it all joy when you enter into many temptations, because the trying of your faith worketh patience. And Lord have mercy, patience in terms of time. I've always been one that I want everything instant, right now, when I want it, how I want it, and all that. And then God's like, no, Sarah, because you're not patient, it's going to take some time. You're going to have to grow into this thing. So in turn, make sure that y'all just take your time. While time waits for no one and tomorrow is not promised, at the same time, let time have its perfect work within you, so that in the end, you are truly doing and exercising the FACT method, being limitless.
Awesome. So that's just number 1, right? Was that just number 1? Was that just number 1? Or that was the 4?
That was the 4.
Okay, that was the 4. Okay, because I was like, that was
FACT.
pretty deep for me. I was like, okay, wait a minute.
So you got number
I have
1.
to flip my page over here. All right, so thank you. I want to give a shout out to Leona Carter, who typed that into the feed for us on Facebook. Thank you so much. Yes, it's the FACT method. So we're talking about how do you lead and live a limitless life. And Dr. Sarah Langley just gave us the FACT method: flexibility, acceptance of yourself, confidence, and time, having patience. I love that. Those are all powerful, powerful pieces and so important. And I love the flexibility piece, because sometimes when we have a goal, career goal, life goal, business goal, doesn't matter, we try to be so in control. Yeah. And we're like, well, I have the perfect blueprint and I have it mapped out and this is how it's going to, girl, boy, bye. You have to be flexible and fluid and be willing to kind of detour. Even in my journey to get here as Cheryl Wood, for real, the international speaker, like, it was a journey, it was a detour, and it required flexibility. I didn't know how, I really didn't know how. I just knew I wanted something greater on the other side of what I was experiencing at the time, which was going to a job that I didn't love. It didn't nurture my spirit. It didn't make me feel like I was serving the world with my greatness. It didn't allow me to be a present mother. And I took the worst parts of myself home to my husband and my kids, because I was doing what I wasn't supposed to be doing. I wasn't in alignment with what I was really created to do. And I think there's always a void and there's always some anguish when you're not in alignment with who you're really called to be. And so for me, it was the flexibility of starting with something that I didn't even know why. I didn't know why in a ham sandwich I was selling T-shirts. Why am I selling T-shirts? I don't know. I didn't know. But it was, God, I surrender.
Yes.
And I give it to you, and I don't know where this T-shirt business is going to lead me. I just know if I never do anything different, I'll never, ever experience anything different. Yeah. That T-shirt business and being flexible and open and surrendering led me and detoured me into speaking, my first speaking opportunity based on the T-shirt business. It was like Morgan State University was like, oh, would you come and talk to other moms in the Baltimore community about starting their own businesses? I was like, y'all dialed the wrong number. I know you're not looking for me, because I didn't even know what I was doing. Right. Like, I still was trying to figure it out. But that's why I tell every client that I work with and every person who I get to share my voice with that somebody wants what you know right now and is willing to pay you for it right now.
Yes.
And you think, I still need more. I got to get another degree. I got to get another certification.
No,
I got to go back to school. I got to read 10 more books. Like, you keep putting all of these limits.
Yes, Lord.
Or why you're not stepping into the thing, not realizing that there's somebody watching you who needs what you know right now.
The bottom line is that God has given us every single thing imaginable. He's given us the provision necessary to go ahead and be limitless, to live that life out loud, to live that life out to the fullest. So we don't have to, burden ourselves and put on the limits and having these excuses and setting ourselves up with the self-sabotage and to create or to continue with the same narrative, like, woe is me.
Yes.
See, that's why I couldn't do this. That's why I couldn't do that. No, get out your own way. Get out of your way of the people that you're supposed to serve and to give of yourself. And at the end of the day, it is truly about being limitless so that you can help others to be limitless too.
And I want you to speak on this really quickly as we start to wrap up. There's this quote that says, comparison is the thief of joy. And I always say, women, especially my sisters, stop comparing, stop competing, and stop coveting what another woman has.
Yes.
Because what she has was meant for her.
Absolutely.
It was destined for her and designed for her, not for you. So why are you comparing yourself to it? Why are you competing with her? Like you pretending you not, but really you are. Or why are you coveting the fact that she's already where you want to be? Well, she put in her work and paid her dues.
Right.
You got to put in your work and pay your dues. So talk about that as a limit. Sometimes looking at, especially on Facebook. Right? Yeah, like, everybody's a superstar, traveling the world and doing all of this stuff. And you get to talk to people behind the scenes and they ain't making no money in their business. They taking selfies, making it look good, but it's not what it really seems to be. Everybody is a superstar on Facebook. Yeah. So talk about the importance of not comparing, because you talked about your narrative and your story, comparing like your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 20. Or feeling like you got to compete with what it looks like is going on for somebody else.
And let me cover you. Mark Zuckerberg, don't shut her down because she called it Facebook, okay?
I call it Facebook all the time.
Don't shut her down, okay? Don't have her in Facebook jail.
One thing you always get from Cheryl Wood is truth, and the truth is it's fake. A lot, and my husband can't stand it. Like, I at least participate. My husband be like, no, I can't. I just can't.
I know a lot of
because
he
sees the lies. People lie, and you only post what's good. You don't post what's, you know what I'm saying?
Lord have mercy. That's why I like to get the whole picture. So when I'm taking care of my mom and doing the things that I go through, I post the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that people have a big overall picture.
Yes.
But when it comes to comparing, the issue is, yes, it is a limit, because we're too busy looking at everybody else because of how we feel about ourselves, our own insecurities. If we stop and stay in our own lane, and we stop looking at everybody else and look at the power that rests within us, take a time to just look at who we are, my gosh, that would make a world of difference. We would now shift our mindset and say, you know what, dang it, I am good. And this is confession. I love to confess. Why not? Look, I was looking at you. I was looking at other people, and I'm like, dang, I wish I was doing what Cheryl was doing. Dang, I wish I was doing what Danielle was doing. Dang, I wish I was doing what Brashawn was doing. But then God had to say, well, Sarah, look at what you're doing. Look at what I gave you. Why are you looking at everybody else? Because those moments of feeling insecure, those moments of saying, you know what, maybe I'm not good enough. The imposter syndrome. We're like, okay, you know what, we'll never be good enough. And then I had to come to myself. I said, you know what, God, I'm being disrespectful to you because of the fact that you had given me what you've given me. You gave me the lot and the portion for me. So in turn, we have to look at what has God given us. And if we look deep down, we are amazing beings. God makes no mistakes. Yeah. So all we got to do is work our power work our limitless power, work our limitless potential, and we will not be looking at everybody else. We're going to look at ourselves and what God has made us to be, which is phenomenal and great.
Yeah, I love it. And I mean, the reality is, I mean, there are people I look to too, but you got to look at people as a model, not, oh, I'm trying to duplicate that person. So you guys know Lisa Nichols is my coach. I follow Eric Thomas. I've worked with some of the greats in this industry, Les Brown, the list goes on and on. And I do, you know, there's this burning in my energy in my body that I'm like, oh, I'm ready for that. I want that. I want that. But no, you're not ready. You're ready for what you have right now.
Exactly.
Like you have to find the power in kind of like your small beginnings and starting with what you have. Because if you're a faithful steward over this, then you will be able to be a faithful steward over the much, the grander.
That's right.
But you're not ready for what that other person has yet. That's why God has you where you are right now, because you got to go through your journey and through your season.
Exactly.
So look at people as a model of what's possible and kind of where you see yourself going, but don't ever feel like you want to duplicate that person, because you are a unique individual. We got to wrap up. The conversation was amazing. We'll have to have you come back again for sure. Awesome. We got to give a huge, huge, huge shout out to our partner who has teamed up with us for this new 1 hour platform that we've decided to take, Miss Ladrine Peterson. I know that she's here. We love you. We love you. We love you. She's the woman who turns dreamers into doers. And every time I'm in her space, the energy is just so good. There's just some people that when you're in their space, they never, ever, ever try to make you feel like you got to dim your light. That's Ladrine. I don't care how many times I walk into the room, she's always like, girl, you better get up there and drop the mic. You better do what you do, Cheryl. Like she's always pumping me up, not trying to get me to dim my light so she can shine brighter. And I love that. Whenever I find people like that, I love being in their space, and that's why I love being in her energy. Thank you for partnering with us. Again, you can go to her website, do-it-delivers.com. That's Ladrine Howard Peterson. And to wrap us up, how do people get in touch with you?
Now, what you can do as a free gift, I would love, because I love giving gifts, so please text 31996 to, you're going to do I am limitless. So text I am limitless to 31996. Text I am limitless to 31996. And you can also follow me at Dr. Sarah Renee Langley on Facebook, Dr. Sarah R. Langley on Twitter, Dr. Sarah Renee Langley on Instagram. And yes, that's how you can. And you can also go to my website, drsarahreneelangley.com.
So if someone could just type that in the feed on Facebook, how do they get the free gift? I am limitless.
Yes.
That just all one word,
All one
no
word,
spaces.
no spaces.
I am limitless to
31996.
31996. I'm seeing who's going to type that the fastest. 31996. I am limitless.
Hey,
and look, you can connect with her all across social media, and you can Google her because she's Googleicious. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you also to Keisha Crawford and her amazing family for coming in. Guys, we will see you here same time, same place next Wednesday. Have a great afternoon.
We have powerful words. We have powerful minds. We use our voices and freedom takes flight. And we're ready to work. We're ready to win. We have a strategy and now we can begin. We are standing bolder, shoulder to shoulder. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. Now you are a champion. God is my witness. Imperfect perfection. Living my mission and winning. See, we are influencers.